Good day. How is everybody doing? It is Somali Brown here. I'm going to give you guys a moment to come on in. I'll introduce myself for those who may be new. My name is Somali Brown. I am the global relationship strategist as well as the reset specialist. Hello, a mindful journey. And I am the creator of Hair Mana. It gives your hair a boost as you watch it grow quickly. I have been coaching for about 15 years now, and today I just wanted to come in real quick, real short, and ask you, do you know that this year, 2020, is a season, hello, Simply Breathe, this season of 2020 is actually a season of listening. How many of you feel that, sense that hello, how are you? Thanks you for joining. This is a season of listening. We have entered into a phase in our walks, in our lives, where we have to listen. Hello, thank you for joining. Start off, fuck. I'm not sure what that says, so I'm not going to repeat that. But you can let me know if I said that wrong or right. But yes, this is a season of listening. We are learning, relearning to hear from God. We are relearning to hear from our peers. We are relearning to hear our spouses, our family members. That's what this season is all about. If you didn't know, now you know. It's a season of learning. How have you been hearing your friends? How have you been hearing this racial injustice? Are you hearing it through deaf ears? Are you hearing it with a defense in your heart? Are you hearing it with a sense of, I'm right, pride? I don't want to hear this, where you're so strong, but you could be wrong, where we call strong and wrong, and you're just going to stand there in the face and not even bend. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, is about your hearing and listening and the difference. There's so many people on Instagram now talking. We had an experience called 𝘂𝑚 experience a couple days ago. And it was amazing because women, it was 3 African-American women was the panel, and about 12 to 13 Caucasian women who came to hear our experience. That's amazing. They came, they were engaged, they were in the front, they were in their cameras like this, looking and listening. And the questions afterwards were so intriguing. How many of you are actively listening to what's going on? Not just listening or hearing what's going on, but you're actually paying attention. Like when we speak, we need to be coherent of what the other person is saying. Actively listening is also something that I coach people with my clients. When you're in a relationship, you can't sit there, say you're listening, but you're waiting on an opportunity to rebuttal. You're preparing what you're going to say. You are rehearsing what you're going to say, all the while listening. You can't do that. That's not listening. That's not active listening. That's not even listening. You're not even hearing that person's heart. You're not even listening to that person's heart. That's not communication. And that's where we are right now in this world with our fellow people around us, family members and friends, as well as God. Hello, Busy Peach. It's not. And that is our issue. When someone posts their opinion and we don't agree, the problem is we don't agree. We're not trying to agree. We're not trying to hear them. We're not trying to even bend to listen to them. We're just quickly typing back in a response. And if you actually read the comments, you will see that the person either fully explained themselves or they said what they had to say, and it was an opinion. It wasn't a fact. It wasn't a state. It wasn't a statement that could not be changed. We need to learn to change our environment, our life, our country, our nation, and the world. Hello, thank you for joining. We have to remember that we have to listen. We have to listen with an open heart. We have to listen with the idea that we actually want to hear what this person is saying. And possibly it can change your life to change it. Because those women that came to listen to hear our experience would not have grown, could not have grown if they weren't open-minded to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm Caucasian, I'm white, I have white privilege. Let me see what the black women are saying. Let me see if I can understand, if I can put myself in their shoes. And that's the other thing I want to kind of piggyback on. If you have the opportunity to speak to a white or another race, period, on your experience as a black woman, as a black man, make it where they can connect. Give them an opportunity to connect. Stories sell. Stories tell. Stories sell. I learned that in luxury. You don't sell, I said this the other day, you don't sell a handbag. If you walk into Gucci, they're not going to tell you there's 2 straps, there's a shoulder strap, it has feet so that the bottom doesn't get, I'm not selling you the bag. I'm just listing off the characteristics and what the function of the bag is. How you sell a bag is through stories. Where do you see yourself wearing this? Where can you go with this? Do you have a dress that can match this? When you do that, you're selling them their dream state mind. Now let's compare that to telling your story of your experience with a white person, an Indian person, a Latino person. You are literally going to say, okay, I'm a mother, you're a mother. All mothers across the board know what it's like to not be able to sleep when their kids are out and about, especially teenagers, especially young adult. So you find a connection point, a pain point that I don't care what color you are, you will understand my plight. But my plight just has a little bit more reality to it. Mine has a little bit more oomph to it. Why? Because I have to worry about the cops. I have to be concerned with people thinking they're stealing or any other thing because of the color of their skin. Find a connection point so that when they hear you, it's not just oh, there they go fussing again. Oh, that want Charlie Brown. No, it is actually an aha moment. Light went off. Oh, now I get it. Yeah, see, I've never had to worry. I've never had to sit my child down and tell them, hey, if you get pulled over, make sure your hands are here. Make sure the light's on. Make sure you have your stuff. As a white person, they don't have to have that talk with their child. We do. So what I'm trying to say is to listen, to have your job as the person telling the story is tell the facts first, which is what I coach all my clients in relationships. Facts only. Emotions, leave it out. You can't even put emotions in a courtroom. They don't. They're there. That's hearsay. Over objection. Whatever they will say if it's not the facts. So in relationship and even in this situation in our life right now to change the world, your job, no matter how big or small, talking to other races will help spread our story, our experiences. So when you talk to another race, find a pain point, find a connection. If it's a dad on dad, it's sports. If it's a teacher and you're a teacher, it's your child goes to school. They don't have to worry about the teacher assuming they're not smart, assuming they don't have money to take care or a computer in the house. Find a pain point. You don't want your words, as I always tell my clients, you don't complain about everything in your relationship. Shifting gears. You don't complain about every little thing in your relationship because your voice will get want. When you speak, you want your spouse to be like, what's wrong, babe? The only way they will say what's wrong is because you've hit a target, you've hit a pain point, and it's not a consistent, hey, this is wrong, hey, this is wrong, hey, this is wrong. When we white people, I'm going to be honest, they are tired of hearing about black slavery and black this and black that because we're not telling our story. We're telling our past story. We're telling our history. Tell them what has happened to you directly, and I guarantee you they will have a different face and a different attitude. Tell them that you're a black woman, educated, with a degree, and a very nice job, and you were looked at up and down like you didn't belong in this neighborhood, or you couldn't get in the pool with your kids, or you went to the store and she said this lane is closed, but then decided to take someone else after she told you the lane was closed. That has nothing to do with 30 years ago. That was last night. You see what I'm saying? That's where we need to say, hear our stories, hear our issues, connect women to women. If it's a woman and a man, you can still connect as parents. You can connect. Hello, thank you for joining. There's pain points for both sides. Thank you, Simply Bree. You said more people need to hear. Yes, and that's why I came on here, because this is a season of listening. People are ready to listen, but it's just like the harvest is ready, but the laborers are few. The people are ready to listen, but are we ready? And do we know how to tell our story? You can't be angry. You can't point fingers, just like in a regular relationship. You can't come to your spouse and say, you always do this, and expect him to hear your side. He's going to put up a wall and be like, you need to back up and we can talk when you're calm. Or you're going to do this and he's going to get louder. You're going to get louder and no one's going to hear anything. It's the same thing. People are willing to hear us. You don't want to push people away by the way you're talking and telling the story, or not even telling the story. Tell your experience, nobody else's, or someone else that you know, and say, hey, you know, this actually happened to a very close friend of mine. That's how we are going to move ahead. You may not be a protester. You may not be someone who's willing to go out and roam the streets with people and stand up with boards. That's okay. This is something else that you can do. You can call your friends. They have reached out to you and said, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? All of us have those white people around us who have reached out. Answer them. How dare you fuss and complain for months and years that they're not doing anything, and they finally reach out. They finally ask you, hey, how can I help? And you say, I don't know. Nothing. Or you tell the same sad story you've been telling about, well, your ancestors. No, they want actionable steps, and they are coming as humble as they can. They're apologizing, coming very humble in a sense of, can you help me? Show me what to do. And we're not doing that. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. I've seen so many people on Facebook saying, how do you feel about the cops kneeling after they police brutality? How do you feel about all these white people saying, hello, thank you for joining, saying we're sorry, and out there with signs? You know what? I'm thankful. Be thankful, because we can't overthrow this, come out of this without their help. I said it on my last live. Our voice is deaf. We need them. Let them know what they can do. Show them. Give them steps. If you don't know, you go find out. Ask someone. Say, hey, you know, a friend of mine reached out and they're white and they asked me, how can I help? I don't even know what to tell them. Reach out. That's one person that you may have turned away, that they were just like, well, I was trying to help, but because they didn't give me nothing, I'm good. I did my part. This is our opportunity to rise up as a culture, as a race, and take people by the hand that are willing to listen. This is a season of listening. And that's what I came on here to tell you, just to open your mind and change your perspective so that you understand every black person, every Latino, brown and black person on here right now. It is your job and your duty to tell a story that lets other people understand, other races understand our issues in 2020. Not 1960, 1950 about their ancestors. No, right now. I guarantee you will get more empathy, those people will hear you and be like, okay, what can I do? And our experience, it was a 2-hour webinar. 12 white women showed up to hear 3 black women tell our experience. And you know what came out of that? One lady is on the Chamber of Commerce right under the head person. She says, I'm going to go talk to her because I have now stories that she can relate to. The other one said, I am so impressed. Thank you so much for taking the time out to tell me your personal, vulnerable stories. She donated money to Black Lives Matter. That's 2 out of the 12. But it's a start. The others, their mind was opened like, oh my God, I didn't realize it. I see it now. I get it now. I can relate now. That's all it's not that they're like, it's not true. Some of them. The ones that are willing need that extra connection point. The same way you got saved, it was a connection pain point. The same way you became friends with someone, it was a connection point. Hello, Miss Sade. The same way you and a friend were able to come out of a certain situation, they were there for you at a connection point of a time in history of your life. People are listening. Are you speaking? And are you speaking correctly? Are you giving them what they need? Talking about white people that are willing to listen to help us come up out of this oppressed state. Are you giving them what they need? Majority of people are not. And that's why I came on here. I just wanted to let you know this is a season of listening. Give those people around you an opportunity because they're hungry to help us. I said it the other day. There was a girl who had on her shirt, it said, "Can we get this live on Facebook?" Girl, you know I don't know how to do that. I really don't. You're going to have to teach me. We're going to have a one-on-one. I can post it on Facebook, but yes. The girl lifted up her hair and it said, "When they start shooting, stand behind me." That's powerful. Just let that sink in. We've come from, we don't want you. You can't come here. You got to sit at the back of the bus. Okay, thank you. You can't get this job, your hair, all that, to white people wanting to stand in front of us as the cops shoot. The harvest is ready. Not the harvest for God. That is ready. That is ready to be just plucked and washed and cleaned and done. I'm talking about the harvest of people who are joining forces with us. You have to look at them like that. These people are coming to help us. It's more of them than us to help us right now. They are. We don't want to exclude them because then we're no better than them. We're just as racist as them. That's what I'm saying. So while they are listening to you, I'm going to recap. Tell them a story that has happened personal to you or someone you know that connects them so they can have an aha moment. That's how you reach people. They are coming by the droves. If you can talk to one or two, most white people that you do talk to and you hang around, they have a level of influence, a high level of influence that they can then go spread your story. Then that person can go spread and it will spread like wildfire. And then as all of us do that, we will change the world. Like I always say, you can eat an elephant one bite at a time. We can change people and those who are ready, because it's not going to be all like Pharaoh. God will harden some of their hearts for a reason. Not all of them are going to hear you, understand you, and relate. But those that do, they're for us and they're with us. And those that do, we need to pour into them. We, Black people, need to talk to them and answer their questions without an attitude, without the anger, but more in compassion and in love, and not trying to force your opinion down their throat, because then they're going to put up a wall. But truly, just like you were telling me, man, do you believe what happened yesterday? You tell your story. So I just wanted to come on here real quick. If you guys got anything on this, please give me some thumbs up. Let me know what you guys are going to do. If you are going to do anything, how did this little, I think 10-minute talk change your perspective on talking so that they can listen? Telling your story so that they can listen. Because there's plenty of white people reaching out to their Black friends. Hey, how are you? Are you okay? How can I help? What can I do? What do you need me to do? All those questions are an open invitation. Be like, hey, there's a fund up in Minnesota where, the young kids or anyone who was put in jail, the protester put in jail, that we can pay to get them out. Okay, boom. Do you have a lawyer friend who's okay with doing pro bono work for these kids? These kids are sparing their lives, putting their lives on the line. A little white girl just died the other day. Like, these kids are putting their lives on the line for us. We've got to see that. And, if they're willing to take a couple of kids pro bono to get them out of jail, whatever you can think of. Are you willing to get some of, like I did, are you willing to get some of your white friends on a webinar so that they can hear our stories, so we can help them understand where we're truly coming from? We just want to be treated as equal. We just want you guys to understand what we're going through as mothers, as wives, as co-workers, as teachers. That's how you make a ripple. One person, that person touches 2 or 3, and so forth and so forth. So drop some thumbs in the comment section. Let me know that you were able to really come away with an aha, enlightening, mind-blowing thought or idea that you can do, that you can literally do something right now. It doesn't have to be big. We don't need a big old platform. We don't need to be a celebrity. In fact, celebrities have been so quiet, right? Since coronavirus, it's been the essentials. It's been us. Not even the celebrities, not the politicians. Since coronavirus started, if you haven't noticed, it's been us, the lower end people per se, without saying it in any other way, the middle class. We've been taking care of us. We've been undergirding us. The celebrities have not said anything. Peep that. It's been us. It's been the grocery store. It's been the post office people. It's been the health and the first responders. And then it's been other people, but none, anybody on TV like that, here and there. So thank you, Sade. I appreciate that thumbs up. Thank you very much. So you guys have a wonderful afternoon. DM me if you guys do something. Let me know how it works. I really, really want to hear. My job is to come on here and just to push you into greatness, challenge you to do something that you've never done before, to get results that you've never done before. If you are, people will listen. You jump on live like I just did, people will listen, or create a little private Zoom with you and a couple of friends and you tell your story. We all have stories to tell, but it has to be relatable. That's the only way people change. How'd you come to God? It was relatable. He uses the same issue you had and someone else who overcame it. They have a testimony, and guess what? You're like, oh, if he did it for you, he'll do it for me. Same thing with racism. Let's take it a different, let's tackle it differently. It's a different season. It is a season of listening. Let them listen to what really needs to be spoken. On that note, you guys have a wonderful afternoon. I am gonna go ahead and get up out of this. It's not too hot today, thank God. But thank you so much for listening. I truly appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.